Hey, welcome to the Utopia Experience. So today we're going to be showing you how to turn a cacao pod into delicious homemade chocolate. And all you're going to need are the cacao nibs and a simple food processor and a little bit of sugar depending on how sweet you like it. If this sounds interesting, please stick around. All right, so first of all, we're going to open up our cacao pod. We're just going to crack this open. And it will reveal some ripe cacao beans. They're actually a little overripe, but that's okay. But if this was actually at the right stage, it would have a lot more meat and a lot more flesh on the outside of this. This is a fruit, by the way, and it's an amazing fruit. The flavor, when you suck on the outside of this, is very citrusy. It's kind of like a cross between a lime and a mango, and it kind of has the texture and of a lychee fruit. And as you can see here, the inside of the raw cacao bean is actually a very deep, dark purple. It's really beautiful. So what we're going to do, if we were out farming, we would take this ripe cacao pod, we're going to scrape out these beans, and we're going to let these ferment for about 5 to 7 days. So they get put into a large box and they need to be stirred on a daily basis. And once they've been properly fermented, we're going to take the beans out, and the beans get taken to a pila or some place where they can be cleaned and washed, basically just with some water. We rinse the beans, we get some of the fermented slimy goo off the outside of the bean, and from that stage we're going to take the beans to be sun dried, and that's going to be another 8 to 10 days. We let the beans sit outside in the sun on a big large tarp or a concrete patio, something along these lines, and the beans get turned and flipped every day, and they usually get brought in at nighttime so dew and rain and moisture doesn't get on them. And once the beans have been actually properly sun dried, we are left with this. We're left with just basically, these are called the cacao beans right here. These are considered raw beans. You can actually order raw cacao beans, and this is what it would be. It would actually still have the shells still on them. And from this stage, they need to be roasted. So you need to roast this bean to make it easy to be able to take the shell off, and then you're left with a clean bean. And that basically at this point in time, it's processed into what they call the nibs, okay? The nibs have already been roasted, the shells have been removed, and now we can take this nib and we're going to be able to process this into a delicious homemade chocolate with a little bit of sugar using nothing but a food processor. We're going to go ahead and start processing this down, all right? We're going to take our food processor, we're going to put in 1 pound of cacao nibs into our food processor, and basically 1 cup of sugar, okay? 1 pound to 1 cup is approximately a 70% dark chocolate. So if you want it to be less sweet, use less sugar. If you want it at 80% or a 90% dark chocolate, that's up to you. Me personally, I love a 70% dark chocolate. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna turn this on.
A few minutes later.
So, just to kind of give you guys an idea, basically we have a really fine powder now. It's very sweet, very nice. It's kind of a crumbly powder. This actually can be used for a lot of things. This is actually amazing if you want to sprinkle it on top of like your yogurt and granola in the morning, cereals, fruits. You can mix this into things like banana bread or any type of like a crumb topping, like a coffee cake or something if you wanted a sweet cacao crumble topping on top. Amazing. So you can use this for a lot of different things. At the beginning stages, if you taste this, you're only going to taste sugar. You did not ruin your chocolate, trust me. When you get to the end, it's going to taste like a rich, dark, 70% dark chocolate. Trust me on that one. So you always want your chocolate to taste a little sweeter than you want the end product to be, all right? So we're going to keep processing this down. It's going to take about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm going to stop 2 or 3 times just to show you what it looks like along the stages. See you in a minute.
Five minutes later.
All right, so this has been blending for about 5, maybe 8 minutes, and you can start to see it's actually getting almost sticky. The fats and the oils are starting to come out, and the flavor, if you happen to taste this right now, is going to be much different than it was at the very beginning. Less sugary, more of a fruity flavor, I would say, and it's really good. So we're going to keep blending it down, but like I said, trust me, this will turn into a liquid pourable chocolate. It blows me away.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, so here we can see it's really getting to look almost like a fudge or like a cake type of texture here. This is amazing. Very chocolatey. It's amazing. Now, one thing I want to mention, I'm using a very granulated white sugar. If you want this to be smooth and creamy and less gritty, use a very refined sugar, because right now I'm using a very coarse white sugar. And so when my chocolate gets smooth and creamy and pourable, it's going to have a little bit more grit to it, and that's just from the sugar. But anyways, I would say we have about 10 more minutes on the blend, and this is going to be a smooth, creamy liquid chocolate. See you in a minute.
More moments later.
All right, so let's check this out. Oh, amazing. So this has been blending for about 25 minutes. Look at that. Smooth, creamy, pourable chocolate. Look at that. So we're going to put to our little chocolate mold here. You can use any silicone mold that you would like. You can order, there's thousands of them on Amazon. But look at that. That's amazing. Once you've filled up your mold, just tap it down. It's that easy. I don't know why anybody buys chocolate. It's so easy to make at home, and it's so delicious. So this is just going to be a simple 70% dark chocolate, but really make this your own. Put in some macadamia nuts, some cashews. If you want to make it a superfood, throw in some moringa. Mix in some chili. That's how the Mayans would have consumed it. By consuming chili and chocolate, your body actually absorbs all the natural vitamins and minerals so much better. It pulls it straight into your bloodstream. So the Mayans actually had it right. The worst way to consume chocolate, unfortunately, is milk chocolate. I know it's delicious, but really it's one of the worst ways, because the milk actually blocks our body from absorbing all of those vitamins and minerals. But if you really do want to make a good quality milk chocolate at home, just throw in a little bit of milk powder. You don't want to throw in anything liquid, but you buy a good quality whole milk powder, throw some in here, and you can also make a really good quality homemade milk chocolate. Anyways, we have this mold. We're going to throw this in the freezer or refrigerator for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to be able to pop this out, and you're going to have a delicious homemade chocolate bar.
One pair of pants later.
All right, so our chocolate's been in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna go pull it out. I'm gonna show you how easy and how delicious it is to make your own chocolate. Here we have our beautiful chocolate bar mold here. Look at that. Smooth, shiny. Now this has not been tempered, okay? So it will melt a little faster than most like tempered chocolates, but this is a delicious homemade chocolate for yourself, for your kids, for your family. This is all you need, and this is, trust me, it's so much better than the store-bought stuff. It's got that beautiful sheen. It's got a delicious chocolate smell. So let's see if it has the snap test here. Let's try that. Let's try this here. Oh yeah, definitely, good crack. Look at that, yes. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and try a taste test. So good, so easy. Delicious homemade chocolate from nib through the processor to the mold and out of the freezer in less than 30 minutes. Well guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and look forward to a lot more amazing chocolate recipes made with our amazing homemade chocolate. See you soon.